Alright, so hello everybody, welcome to another video, and today we're going to take a break from all these fancy new companions and bond mods, and we're going to talk about the good old Carrier. If you're a relatively new player, you might be surprised to hear that Carrier used to be the most used companion in the entire game. Now, why would that be? Well, because Carrier used to be the only companion with vacuum. And if I remember correctly, his usage used to be somewhere around like 70 or 80%. So 70 or 80% of all players used to run Carrier. This, however, left Carrier in a bit of an awkward spot when vacuum and fetch were given to all companions. So to try and keep Carrier somewhat relevant, they made him into the ammo mutation / looting sentinel. And that's where Carrier still sits today. He provides ammo mutation, and if you buy a special mod from Simmerez, he can break containers for you. So Carrier nowadays is nothing spectacular, but he's just good to have around. Now, when I put this build together, the idea behind it was to just load it up with as many feels good and quality of life mods as possible. To start it off, we're gonna use a looter. This is a special mod you can buy from Simmerez, and this makes the Carrier emit a pulse that destroys all containers within 12 meters. You wanna put this up first so that the Carrier prioritizes it over everything else. Up next, we have Ammo Case. This increases your maximum ammo capacity by 25% and it mutates ammo for you. Then we slap in Mediray, which will occasionally make the Sentinel heal you for 12% of your maximum health over 4 seconds. This is really good if you run high health frames. Then we have two no-brainers, which are Assault Mode, so that the Sentinel actually attacks, and Vacuum for, well, vacuum. Following that, we have Synth Deconstruct. This makes it so that whenever the Sentinel damages an enemy, they have a 25% chance to drop a health orb when they die, plus it gives you one piece of the Synth set bonus, which reloads holstered weapons. Then we have Spare Parts, which makes the Sentinel mark an enemy for 5 seconds every 15 seconds, and this makes the enemy more likely to drop stuff. After that, we have Primed Animal Instinct. You don't need to run this, but I just feel blind without the loot and enemy radar. And to top it off, we have Metal Fiber and Enhanced Vitality to give the Carrier some chunk. The weapon is entirely up to you, so just use whatever you want. I like to use the Hellstrom because I run 3 Vigilante mods, so I get the Vigilante set, and I have loads of AoE and Vital for vital spreading. One thing that you definitely want to play around with on this build is the Spare Parts mod, which is the one that marks enemies for more loot. I deliberately put it really low down the Sentinel's priority, so it only uses it if there is nothing else for it to do, which is very rare actually, so he barely ever uses it. But there's an easy fix for that. You just put it higher up the priority list, which once again is left to right, top to bottom. So top left mods are triggered first, bottom right mods are triggered last. The reason I put it so low down is because I value ammo mutation and breaking of boxes far more than just this random mark that sometimes makes an enemy drop more stuff. Or you can just not deal with it at all, take out Spare Parts and put in a recovery mod like Primed Regen, so that if the Sentinel goes down, you don't have to wait the full 60 seconds for it to reappear. All in all, I'm very happy with how this build turned out. I actually struggled with it quite a bit because, like, what do I do? Do I run bond mods? Do I leave this out? Do I run this? Do I run that? But in the end, I think going super generic was the right choice for the Carrier, because you don't need to run a specific setup on your frame, you don't need to use a specific Sentinel weapon, you just equip it on whatever setup you want and it does its own thing. It also makes it very flexible. If you don't like a specific mod and you would rather run something else, you can do that. It's fine. So there you go. A very generic, support-oriented Carrier build. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and you will give this setup a shot. I would like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.